engage with us over on our new Discord server, link below. Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Exploring Operating Systems. This is a very unique episode. The whole premise of this series is just to look at interesting, or in some cases not, elements from many different graphical user interface elements from various different operating systems, well-known ones of course like Windows or Linux. We haven't done Mac OS yet, but we've done some independent projects as well, most of which run under Linux. This is interesting because back in season 1 I did an episode on what is called a virtual desktop, and that's what I'm going to call this, a virtual desktop slash virtual operating system called SilverOS. SilverOS ran under Microsoft Silverlight, which was a thing back in the day. I don't know if it's still running. SilverOS, I think, was actually a competitor to Flash in some way. It was Java's Flash and Adobe Flash and Java kind of thing. And someone actually created a kind of Windows Vista style desktop through that. It had like its own applications and such through it. It had built-in programs and all that jazz. And back about around those times, it was very prevalent through other means. A lot of people developed a very familiar desktop interface within a web browser. Notable brands would have been Jolly OS or Jolly Cloud. They had a separate Linux distro called Jolly OS. Jolly Cloud, of course, did that exact same thing. It had a desktop-esque theme to their website. I use a lot of other ones which are no longer in existence. If I would actually present them on this series. But this is Glass OS, and Glass OS is run under a game engine that we all know of called Unity. And I'm very familiar with Unity because I actually play a lot of indie games, and a lot of mobile apps run under Unity as well. So this is Glass OS. So we'll get this up and running. So of course the Windows 10 thinks this is a game somehow because it came up with the sidebar thing, the Xbox play bar or whatever you call it, and it's going to take a little time to actually load up. But here we are in the setup process. So I'm just going to put my name in. This is the setup process right here. I'm just going to reverse that. So there we go. And I'm going to use my last name as the channel brand name. The password I'll just put as 1234, just a simple numbered password. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Let's move on. Almost there. Select a photo of yours. We'll definitely not share your photo with anyone else. Not really something you want to word in that way, but okay. Now, we'll choose an image. Let's see. I'm going to be annoyed. I'm angry. Oh, ooh. Of course, I really do think that this thing should change to actually show you what you've selected, kind of thing, which is kind of weird that it's just the same as that. You probably don't know what you've selected until then, until you click on this. So change that. I forgot to mention, this project is actually created by a YouTube channel called Michsky. So I recommend you go over there. I'll probably leave a link in the description box and in the comment section, basically talking about this. So give him a like, give him a subscribe, support him. Go there. Let's move on. Ready to go. Thanks for your patience. Now we know a bit about you. You can always change your options in settings app. Let's start. Starting system. We are done. So this is the lock screen. We just click here. Password. Undo trois quatre. So this is the desktop. And we're getting some very interesting Windows 10 vibes coming from this, which is kind of funny. I've already had a little bit of a toy about with this, and I will mention right now that whenever you close this, it will reset itself, so you can't actually save anything towards this. But I'm going to click on this first of all. This is a weird thing, but it's literally just an emulated notification area. So you can just click on this, and it's just a lot of random stuff. And you can go up to here, and you can clear all this. It doesn't actually do anything, but they're just like fancy little notifications. They don't do anything as far as I'm aware. But just to be a bit of a troll, am I annoying you yet? Haha. Just clear all this as well. Hehe. Haha, I like to be annoying. Probably shouldn't say that. People just unsubscribe after that. But clear. Another thing also, I think this has actually been updated a little bit because apparently the guy who made this talks heavily about how you can rearrange the icons on here, so you can actually do that as well, which is kind of fun. So yeah, as I say, we're getting a lot of Windows 10 vibes coming from this. This is like a kind of like a search bar at the bottom here. You've got this little menu button, notification area, as I was just pointed out to you. A clock, which when you hover over it, it will show you the date as well. So you actually got a date stamp of when I recorded this. The icons on the taskbar kind of resemble vectors in some way. Resemble, they are vectors. Sorry, they're vectors as opposed to the icons of Windows 10, where they're basically just like Windows 7 icons merged with Windows 8 icons, so they're about just flat Windows 7 icons kind of thing. Of course, based on what I already saw, if you click this little arrow in, it will make this little Cortana style icon thing. Excuse me. Click on it again, and it will do X, Y, Z. Now, as far as I'm aware, from trying to play with this earlier on, it doesn't seem to do anything. The search bar. So if I try to go to YouTube, YouTube he, oh YouTube he, that doesn't do nothing. Still, we'll just hide that now. So look at some of the icons right here. We'll look at the file browser or the file manager, as I like to call it. Very simple file manager, and all the windows open in full screen, by the way. So user, navigate, dip, top, dip, dab it up, pop it up, dab it up, bump, bump, baby, baby. Some dodgy stuff going on here. So this kind of like it's kind of like the Windows 8 File Explorer kind of thing. A little bit of a cola drink there. So you got users, user files. You got photos, songs, and ATIC. We'll take a look in the photos area first of all. Now, as far as I'm aware, this opens you up in the Files app, or the gallery, sorry. So you can actually look at some of the images through here. Undone cover. Des Meon undone. So back. As far as I'm aware, you can actually scroll through these, but I could be wrong. Could just be false memory. But there's 4 or 5 different images on this. 2 of which, of course, are being used on the system as wallpapers and such. One thing I've only just noticed is you've got this little glossy look going in the back that shows you the backdrop kind of thing here. Nice and glossy, kind of like what Windows 10 are doing now with the taskbar after this update that's just came out. What I've just done, there we go. So there we go. Just going to just move some stuff just to be a little bit of a troll kind of thing. Some apps don't seem to work, like this dump, which I think is quite a unique idea for a name, because in every other system it's either called the trash can, the trash, the recycle bin, or the bin. In this case it's called the dump, so it's kind of unique in that way. Gallery, we've already been there. let's not go there again. Haha. In the corner here, we've got volume controls and such, which I'm kind of scared to touch because based on my last experience, it's kind of a little bit weird. I'll get to that at the time. YouTube doesn't seem to work. It's kind of weird. It doesn't work in any way. You've got the browser, and we'll try. It's kind of resembles a test start page. It kind of resembles Mozilla Firefox in a way. You've got the back buttons, you've got refresh buttons. The search bar is quite interesting. You can't seem to type on that. I've tried to type on it a few times, it doesn't work. And YouTube doesn't work either. It's kind of weird. Reddit, same thing. Doesn't load anything. It's just static. Fun enough, you can actually see the icons in the back there. I don't know if you can actually see that right now, but you can see the icons floating at the back. So that's fun. Facebook. Wait, what? Eh? This didn't work before, now it's just working. Donald Trump. John Cena, Snoop Dogg. It animates. That's kind of fun. Thank you, Russia. Very. What the hell? um, test message. Second test message here. Sadly, it's not that stable, but it's okay. That doesn't work. What does this do? What the heck is that? What the what? What? Why is that doing a thing? Why? That's face it for you. I didn't know that actually work. We'll try YouTube now, see if that comes up with anything. Doesn't seem to want to work. I think it would actually be better. You know, these of course, these notifications. That scared me. Of course, these. Hey, I'm not going to do it again, sorry. But these notifications here, they kind of imitate as if they're doing something in some way. And you can actually see it make us like your picture and ClassOS Update 5. But they actually don't do anything too much. There's a scroll bar kind of thing going on, but it doesn't actually do anything. And I'll show you right now that the store doesn't work. The dump, nothing here, but the burger menu, it does a screwy little thing where everything goes in the centre, which is kind of weird. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. We're going to the menu here, which is kind of fancy. It's kind of like the if you're using your phone kind of thing. That's like the first home screen you get on your Android device. You've got a little song widget here. You've got the clock, which is in real time, which is kind of funny. It's not the 1st of March. Don't know why it says that there. Probably that's when it was developed or something, and it's got 261.5 centigrade. I can't remember if that's Fahrenheit. I can't remember what Fahrenheit is and what centigrade is at the top of my head right now. But these seem to be different sound effects. I don't know. But of course, when you hover over this, it tells you the right date and time kind of thing. So it just kind of date stamp this video. This is basically just like the menu you see on Windows 10 now. It's a big like sidebar with all of the apps that are available. The store doesn't work, so of course the notifications are fake. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just experimentation or something like that. I've came up with a few ideas as to why that might be the case. One of the cases I can think of right now is that the guy's either still developing this thing, he's just got it up on online for everyone to download as part of a kind of like test demo kind of thing. I think you should, for the guy who creates this, he should probably put like a signature at the bottom, just saying like the version number, the name, the code name, and so forth in the corner kind of thing, similar to Windows 10. When you install it, kind of thing, you can see when it's unactivated, you get that information at the bottom here. But yeah, I'm not too sure. And also, it is Unity. It's a game engine, so I'm not too sure if there's limitations there that you might have just been having to work with. So I don't know. I was thinking that maybe you could just like run It calls itself an operating system, of course, but I'm thinking if it's meant to be fake, I think it should be a little more self-aware in that way, make it more humanist. But I really think that these web apps should maybe act like web apps. Try, if possible, get the browser and all these web apps to work in some way. That should make it a little bit more interesting to use. Of course, as I say, I don't actually know. Maybe there might be limitations with Unity that may allow him or may not allow him to do that. But it's still a fun little piece of software in any case. The Notepad doesn't work either. It's a fake photo app. The music player, of course, gets interesting. Of course, you can't add any files to this, but for what it does have, it's quite interesting. It's got a full-featured music player, which is kind of funny because if you go into the file manager right here, you go into songs, there's nothing there. Go into photos, there's 3 images there with 4 when you go into the images app. Secret folder, cloud, Xiaomi Mi Max 2, Mi Mix 2, sorry. I have a Nokia phone. Thank you. I have one of the Nokia phones that are out there now. I think it's a 3.1 plus. So that's my phone. I've not got a Xiaomi. I'm not that biased, but maybe. Um, of course, this is emulating someone using this machine. It's supposed to emulate whether this is on a tablet or something like that. I can't remember. But mods. I wonder what the mods are for. I wonder if those are possibly like installed applications kind of thing. So you've got these little icons down the bottom here as well. You've got my name at the top, which doesn't show my icon number. My icon number, my icon thing. I think it was the angry face that I chose. You can lock the system, or you can click to unlock. Login. It saves my password as well. It doesn't actually save my password in the centered fashion, like with the asterisks or the round circles. I can't remember what you call them, but those characters kind of thing. What does this do? This does the same thing. That's kind of weird. Log you back in. As I say, it doesn't actually hide the text you put in here, so someone could easily break in. But of course, I think with every time you reload this program, it resets itself anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. It doesn't actually have any save points to it. As you can see my name at the top there. Those are all the applications right there. So we'll go back onto the music app and just listen to some stuff. So we'll choose some random song. I'm not sure if I'll get like copyright strike or anything for showing this music, but based on what I've just seen, some of this stuff is royalty free, I think. And there's some screw with the volume as well. Initially, when I tested this, I thought it was all scratchy and remix kind of stuff, and I'm not a big fan of the scratchy kind of full on volume boosted remixes you get, where it's all like scratchy kind of thing. I forget what you call it kind of thing, but I hate those kind of remixes that have that kind of thing. It's really weird to me. I don't like it. But then I realised the volume has something great dodgy going on with it. So when you put it up to a high percentage, it makes the sound seem kind of scratchy. Of course, now do you hear the scratchiness? Of course, apparently, if you leave the thing, you also notice how the backdrop changes as well. I like this song. So it's gave me some new music to listen to as well. Of course, when you leave the window, it stops playing, or mutes it kind of thing. If you go into this, but here, this is the now playing button. So it shows you the song they're playing it currently, and you can, I think, um, repeat it, and then you've got the shuffle button, which is kind of funny. And as I say, if you go to the next song, it changes. Not a fan of that one. On that day, Des Me and El Diablo. And you've got some options up here for enable background visualizer, whatever that does. I don't know what that does. Ah, that's quite smart. I do apologise for anyone who's got like photosensitive epilepsy or something like that. I should have probably made a warning for that, but I do apologise. I don't think that was too flashy, but um, what is this? Oh, it's the equalizer. What's this? What is that? What's that? Is that the profile or something? Playlists maybe? I don't know. But yeah, that's some songs, and based on what I've listened to, there's some new songs like I've discovered that I can listen to. Some awkward thing that happens with this app. I am literally scrolling this thing down fully with the scroll bar on my mouse, and this is how slow it's going. Now, of course, if I drag it, it scrolls up and down like a flaming dream. But when you try to drag it, when you try to drag the scroll bar down, it is slow as hell. Sorry for that using that word, but there we are. So it's got me into some new music, and there's quite a lot of royalty-free music I have on my phone anyway that I listen to because I just think it's that nice and I like to relax and listen to it kind of thing. So there's some interesting stuff you can listen to or find out about. So it's got me into some new stuff. I'll give it that. That being closed, we'll look at the rest of the applications. There's nothing too much to talk about, kind of thing. Email. Doesn't work. Thought it might, but it doesn't actually work. In my own opinion. Could be wrong. I'm not too sure, but still confused by the mods thing. We'll try settings app. Doesn't work on this button, but it does work on the desktop if you double click. So this is the settings app. Kind of resembles the settings app off of Android. I wonder what happens if you search it. RAM screen. Nope, doesn't work. I don't think. Doesn't actually work. Scroll for more. It's even telling me scroll for more now. It's kind of funny. So you've got different options here, which I think are just there for decoration kind of thing. They're not actually there for actual use, because I'm pretty sure I've not got 64 gigabytes on my hard drive. I'm pretty sure I've got more than just that. 6 gigabytes of RAM, fair enough. Maximum 8 cores, Glass OS, and system version 0.49F. Was that supposed to be Fahrenheit or something? I don't know. System updates doesn't seem to work. It's broken. It seems this thing isn't ready yet. Don't worry though, I'm working on it. Fair enough. I'm working on it still. I'm working on it. There we go. I forgot something down the toilet. I make this I'm going to change some options here. I'm going to make the home screen. I'm going to do that. I'm pretty sure this does actually work. So I'm going to close this. You can kind of see the wallpaper's different, which is kind of all well and dandy. I'm going to go into the lock screen. It's not changed. It's not changed. Dang nabbit. We'll go back onto the settings and see if we can change something again. Where am I? Where am I? Right. We'll go back to home screen. That's changed. We'll go back to here. We'll choose this. That's lock screen, not log on screen. What the heck is going on? Is it just... I don't know. And it's saying system updates. It's not saying screen or wallpaper, it's saying system updates, which is weird. Audio and vibration, I'm still working on that. I'm still working on this. I'm still working on this. Feedback, still working on that. You can't even give them feedback. They're just working on their own feedback. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, data usage, installed applications. I can keep going. Devices. Ah, that works. Sync between devices. That's a working slider button. So device name, nothing works, nothing opens. Not even any credits. You can't even credit yourself. You can't even use that. You can't even implement that. Why? So we'll go to device account. So change your profile. This is my name right here. We'll go into here. I'm going to change this to happy because I actually do kind of think this is quite a good little thing. I'm not going to change any settings in here, but apparently you can. And of course, I do kind of like this. One thing I think quite interesting though is some apps are open on the taskbar right here. I'll open this. You can kind of see open right here, so I'll minimize that, and it shows. But it hides. So if I, click on something and then minimize that, it doesn't show that it's still open. It hides itself from open. It's just a default icon kind of thing. You have to open it from the taskbar and it shows that hey, it's open. Same with internet, but all of the icons have their own color to them, which is kind of funny. Kind of resembles in a way Windows 10 in that way. You can kind of see how the colors are different, but of course they don't actually remain open when you minimize them. So when you close them, it does the exact same thing as when you minimize them. So you can kind of see. Wait, what? It's minimized. No, there's. See, I think that's just maybe a glitch. It is a glitch. That's a little bit screwy right here. It's not really doing too much, but I'm not going to make too much of a fuss about that. That's actually an alright piece of software. But there we have it. That is ClassOS. One of the first Unity-based virtual OSs that I've ever taken a look at, and it's actually quite an interesting little thing. Haha, just to be a troll. Am I annoying you yet? Am I annoying you? See if this shuts down. It doesn't actually shut down anything. It doesn't work. But with that being said, this is ClassOS, the first ever, Unity-based operating system that I've ever worked with. And it's quite a quirky little design. It's taken its quirks from Windows 10, as you can probably see. It's got some ideas, I think, from Android and various other systems as well. It's quite unique. It's quite nice. It's quite a refreshing take. Ever since I looked at that SilverOS back in the day, this is quite refreshing. It kind of looks like Windows 10, as I've already mentioned before. Quite a nice little thing. Hope the guy keeps on with updating this thing. It's quite nice, and I'll leave a link to his channel down below. It is Michsky. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. Please support his work, subscribe to his channel and so forth. I think it's perfect. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. I now have a Patreon account, so if you're willing to support me through there, I'd be very happy. Just $1 a month will do. But with that being said, I am Ricky, and I will speak to you next time. Bye bye.